And she was like, oh, I'm putting out music like in a couple weeks or whatever. And I was like, oh, you make music? Like I had literally no idea. And she was like, yeah, like I made these songs like 4 years ago and I played them for my friend and she said they were really good. So she was like, fuck it, like what do I have to lose? And she started playing them for me and I was like, I would 100% listen to this song like on my own. I was like, can you like send me these? Like it was so fucking good. And I was like,
Wait, that's such a
it
slay.
was such a slay. I was like,
Okay, you literally didn't know you had a pop star under your nose this whole time.
exactly.
Slay.
Hi divas.
Hi,
Hi divos.
girls. Welcome
Welcome
back
back.
to Hot and Bothered. I'm Cedar Champ.
I'm Chris Bruno.
And on this podcast, we talk about everything that we find hot as fuck.
And everything that bothers the absolute living fucking shit out of us.
Exactly. You do the rest of it.
We have 0 credentials. That may be hard to believe. Minimal life experience, which is also hard to believe. And what else do we say? Don't take our advice too seriously. Yada, yada, yada.
You know the drill at this
And
point.
that's about it. But maybe take some of our advice, actually.
Just every once in a while.
Yeah.
You can cherry pick.
Yeah.
Some of it is really bad, but every once in a while we do throw in a little bit of like an ounce of emotional intelligence.
I know.
like
once a week. Yeah.
Once a week? You think one every episode?
It's like bi-monthly.
Yeah, bi-monthly.
Yeah.
I would say that that's a good estimate.
How are you feeling today, Diva?
Me?
I've been saying diva a lot lately, and I don't think people understand that it's like kind of an endearing term.
Yeah, I have too a little bit, and I've also been adding Ella at the end of everything.
That's
Vaporella or like Cigarella or literally.
Wait, I used to do that with something else, and I don't remember.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Sorry, my brain is still fried.
Yeah, Chris is perma-fried. He had a long weekend.
Yeah, I popped my Coachella cherry at 28, which is so hard to believe.
Honestly, that's impressive for having like lived in California your whole life.
Mm-hmm. I've just never had the urge to go. It's never been something that has like enticed me, excited me.
Yeah.
Really, like there's obviously like a million artists that I would like to see, but like I've never really been like, oh, like I'm gonna go and I'm gonna like commit to this for a weekend.
Yeah.
Like in college, I was always like poor.
Yeah.
And like wasn't gonna drop, $800 on a ticket or whatever the fuck it was, because when you're in college, that seems like
so much money.
Like so much money.
Yeah.
And then I feel like after that point, I was just so over it. I'm not the kind of person that has FOMO.
Yeah.
So I don't really give two fucks about anything.
Yeah. I feel like
because nothing's better than laying in bed.
So true.
Like there's
so
nothing better.
true.
Like you will never regret that. You will never regret it.
I really like that point.
Like I don't have FOMO because I'm like, regardless of where I am, I'm going to want to be resting my head on my pillow under 2 comforters. Like
absolutely.
Unquestionable.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I also feel like if anyone's going to do Coachella ever in their life, like now and maybe like next year and the year after would be the years to do it, because everyone is saying that like Coachella is dying and blah, 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 blah. I don't know if it'll ever actually get to that point, but it's like not as big of a deal as it once was.
All the people that I went with, they have gone every year for the past 12 years, and they were like, this is our last Coachella, like you have to go. And they're like all my like really close friends, and they were like, this is literally our last year, you have to go.
Why?
They're probably going next weekend.
For sure.
So they're just kind of over it, I think.
Yeah. That seems to be the general consensus.
But I feel like they have at least 10 more years of it in them.
Right. I mean, we all do a little bit, but whether or not we actually execute is another thing.
Just depends.
Because like you said, there's nothing better than laying in bed.
Of course.
I did see this article about how like the Revolve Fest has been significantly decreased in size this year in comparison to previous years. Like they used to have like, I think between like 3,000 and 5,000 attendees. And like this year it was like 1,500 or something. And instead of it being like 2 days long, it was only 1 day long.
Yeah.
Like this whole thing, like it's so much smaller. So either they can't fucking afford it, or like Coachella and influencer marketing maybe is just not as big of a deal as it once was.
Yeah. Also, like the 818 Outpost thing.
Yeah.
Like looked so ghetto.
Really?
Like it just looked like one. I don't even think people were like. I don't think like real people went to that one. Don't listen to anything I say, as everybody knows. But like, I saw it on TikTok because I was like looking, like literally on the last day, I was trying to Actually, I'm lying. I was talking to this guy on Grinder, and he was talking about like, oh, I'm like performing at the 818 Outpost thing, and he like wouldn't tell me who he was. So I was like, this was on like Sunday. He was like, or I don't even know, whatever it was. I don't know what day it was on.
The details don't matter.
I think I looked it up on like Sunday morning. I was laying in bed and I was like, wait, I want to find who that person was. And so I was looking at it online, and then like a TikTok link opened up, and it was like all the TikToks from the people there, and it
Mm-hmm.
was like literally the most disgusting thing. And it was like, I guess it was like open to the public, but like
Oh,
no one, I guess it was like invited, really even went. It just looked like trash. Um,
that's so interesting.
but what I wanted, you guys, I binge ate today. Like I literally came back from Wally's and had a box of Milk Duds on my way over to Cedars. Like I'm so malnourished from this weekend that I'm like ravenous, and
Yeah.
I'm exploding out of these pants, and I'm like out of breath because my stomach is so fucking full.
Catch your
um
breath.
like I'm dying. But also on TikTok what I saw was um I would just like to. I'm like on one. Like, can I take an Adderall? Like,
Keep going.
precursor. Like,
I'm
I'm
just
not trying to
here.
like brag and be one of those people that's like, I don't go on TikTok often, but like, I really don't. But when I do, it's like, because I have such a short attention span. Like, I
Clearly.
literally
That
can't
was
watch,
pretty obvious,
literally
lover.
can't watch TikTok for like more than like 3 minutes. Like, that's how bad it's gotten. And every time I go on it, it's like I get the most valuable information. But anyway, um, everyone thinks Kylie Jenner's poor. Have you seen that?
Kylie Jenner?
Yeah. They're like, and then they were, so it was like this, I was on a different podcast. It was like some gay guy talking to some chick, us, and he was like, I've noticed this trend with like the Kardashians, like they'll start so many businesses
Yeah.
because like something's just bound to stick, and then like, once it actually sticks, they just like run with it.
I think
Like
I've seen that same
yeah,
one.
yeah, like for example, like Kim and Skims and whatever.
Yeah.
And he was saying how like Kylie Cosmetics is like doing terrible,
Mm-hmm.
and some other that leather company, that
Kai.
Kai, yeah, how like
Mm-hmm.
no one's buying that. And then the girl that was like on his podcast was like, yeah, I literally had to return mine, it was terrible.
Yes.
And then they
Yeah.
were talking about like the tequila seltzer, vodka seltzer, whatever that she came out with, that's also like not doing well. And then how she like sold her house for like half price off market, and they're like, if
Really?
you're like a billionaire, you're like not selling a house, like one for half price, but you're not pressed about like a $50,000 mortgage or
Right.
something. um and they were like, we can like deduce that she probably started this new like tequila seltzer or whatever seltzer, that sprinter thing,
Mm-hmm.
which is actually like kind of chic bottles.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, she probably started this to like make some money. But I'm also like, she probably does like spend so much fucking money,
Yeah.
like crazy. But like they're obviously like not ever gonna be poor.
Before I saw that TikTok, actually, I recorded this like super long rant that I never posted anywhere because I was like, literally, no one cares about this. And I thought I was the only one that cared just because I've worked in the fashion industry. But like the whole situation with Kylie starting that new brand, Kai, is just so fucking strange to me because okay, so when like Kim has obviously had all of her companies and whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
when I feel like when Kim starts a company, she really sticks with it and she kind of sees it through.
Mm-hmm.
And like, okay, so her starting Skims, she had a whole backstory and she's really like owned Skims and like really identifies with Skims.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a whole thing. Like Kim's heart is literally in that brand.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one thing. But then like Kylie with all of these weird fucking little brands she's
Yeah.
constantly starting, like they're none of it is stuff that makes sense. So like when she did Kylie Swim and like literally everyone returned everything because it was like the worst quality and then she just like never made more. And then like Kylie Cosmetics, like I've heard that thing too about how it's like not doing well and whatever. And then she starts this brand called Kai and she started like a fragrance, I think,
Oh
as
yeah, that's what they
well.
talked about too. And
Yeah.
they were like, we no one even knew that this existed.
Yeah, but like okay, so when I didn't see like when she started Kai, like I didn't see anything about like why she started it, like where the inspiration came from, like anything along those lines where she's sourcing her materials from or anything like that, where like I've seen all of that from Kim.
Mm-hmm.
And also the styles
Like she just
themselves.
like puts something out there and expects people to buy it because her name's on it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like she's not herself identifying and aligning with the brand.
Mm-hmm.
She's just putting her name on it and throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm.
And like, especially when it comes to like the styles themselves, like first of all, a lot of it is like lame and like kind of basic.
They're like ugly.
And then some of it is like I already know now, like those like the little tops and like the dress that she came out with where like the straps are like twisted and like whatever and like off the shoulder or whatever. Like if I saw someone wearing that on the sidewalk, I would know exactly what that is. And so it's like no one's going to buy that when like we've seen it marketed on Kylie's Instagram with
like
no
it's kind of
backstory.
embarrassing.
It's just like a picture of her wearing it, like looking hot. Like that doesn't mean anything to me. But anyway, so like yeah, if I saw somebody like wearing that on the street, I'd be like, oh okay. But like why would anybody buy that if it's just that easily identifiable? And then like Skims is different because it's like that's all like underwear. But then as she's like branched out into like things that are not undergarments, she's done it in a way that like it's cool to wear it, where it's just not with Kylie.
But also like with Kim, it's like this is gonna sound crazy, but like I'm fully gonna give her credit to like the like modern natural like home aesthetic. Like she literally started a whole genre of interior design.
Yeah.
Like that style that literally every single new construction in Los Angeles is based after, like she created that entire style of home. Like I think that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like her aesthetic is like slightly unmatched in a weird way. Like I'm like I think that she literally created that trend. Like that trend has like a certain name, but I'm like I literally call it like the Kim Kardashian style house. Like
right.
Plain as fuck, like Venetian plaster with like travertine.
Yeah.
Like that and like a fucking circle boucle couch. Like people go fucking crazy for that. And I'm like, literally Kim Kardashian. I just sounded like I'm like from Wisconsin. But Kim Kardashian is like the first person to fucking create that whole aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like hers is obviously very extreme, but like bits and pieces of that aesthetic are like in almost every single new house.
Yeah. I would just argue that like her ability to influence is just so much more effective
and powerful
because she's strategic and Kylie isn't, and Kylie's literally just fucking throwing shit out there.
Yeah.
And it's like honestly like it's tacky and embarrassing.
I really want to remember what the fuck I was trying to say. But yeah, she's just like a dumb little girl.
Yeah.
But she's hot, so
whatever.
Slay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if I was a Kardashian, I would start every business that my little heart desired.
Yeah, like why not? Oh, what I was going to say is yeah, like from like a business standpoint, I remembered, God, I love when I do that. She is like her business manager, like I would never be like, yeah, let's strictly start like a pleather clothing line.
Right.
Like who in their right mind approved that?
Yeah.
Like that's fucking dumb.
And then like literally within the next like fucking 4 months, let's also launch a fragrance and let's also launch a beverage company.
Yeah.
Like relax. Like
it's also like a little bit tacky because it's like, okay, Kendall has 818.
Yeah.
What's her name has Skims.
Yeah.
Like no one's gonna like go get a fragrance just because like you're making
and they've
one.
all already done fragrances.
Yeah, but it's like if both of your siblings have already done this, like let's maybe start something in a different department.
I think it would just be a completely different story if she picked one project and then put her fucking heart into it.
Yeah.
And acted like she actually cared about it.
Who the fuck are we to give her business advice?
I mean, I will all day
like,
long because does my opinion matter? Absolutely the fuck not.
But like it's crazy.
No, it's crazy.
But
like whoever is advising her needs to be fired, actually. Like the fact that we're the ones advising.
Kylie Jenner, if you can hear us, like please stop starting businesses.
Yeah.
That are bound to fail.
Yeah. Anyway.
We love her though. Who do you think is the prettiest out of all of them?
My sister actually asked me this question the other day, but in the reverse. She was like, "Who do you think's the ugliest Kardashian?" And I was like, "That's so aggressive." But I
I can
think
answer that.
honestly, I think like just based on my ideal beauty standards, I would say Kendall.
Yeah.
Is
I
that what
th-
you would say?
I think that she has a pretty face. I think she's really annoying.
Yeah, I agree.
Um and I don't think that I would like want to walk around with that tall body like as a woman all day long.
I would. Do
Um
you know how many fucking modeling contracts I would have if I was her height?
well, yeah, like okay. When you put it that way, yes, but
Yeah.
like I wouldn't want to be like that fucking tall. But like they've all had so much. I mean, I obviously love like do whatever you want to your face and to your
Yeah.
body, but it's like if they were normal people, they would be ugly.
No, 1000%.
Like Chloe is actually Michael Jackson reincarnated.
Yeah.
And who do you think's the ugliest? Chloe. Oh, we love her.
But
She's like the nicest
she's
one.
actually my favorite. Like
Yeah.
she is my favorite.
She
But
just like is crazy.
well, she's also OJ Simpson's kid, so it makes sense why she
No,
like
she's
wouldn't
that
be as
hairdresser's
cute.
kid.
She's somebody else's
She's
kid.
the
We know
hairdresser's
that.
kid. Have you
Anyway,
seen those photos?
yeah, I've seen all of them.
That's like my goal. And wait, OJ Simpson died. Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy?
Yeah, so crazy. That feels like that was centuries ago at
I
this
know.
point.
When was that?
Last week.
Slay.
Um
Did you get that thing? Did I send you that link? It was like OJ Simpson confesses on his deathbed, San Francisco Chronicle, and then you click on it, it's that big dick. It's so good. Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, anyway, so the Kardashians and Khloe's our favorite,
But the ugly.
but Kendall's the hottest. Okay, well, since you were on your influencer game, let's talk about you. Are you hot? Are you bothered?
I'm extremely hot this weekend.
Because you're a famous influencer that
I'm
goes to Coachella.
actually quite the actually, speaking of Kardashians, I don't know if I told you this, but it was like I don't know, maybe cut this out. I don't want this like going on the like public social media because I'm gonna sound really fucking conceited and I don't know who listens to this.
Okay.
But so my friend got artist passes through work, and I was walking into backstage of Ice Spice, and Faye, that like gay guy that hangs out with Kendall,
Yeah.
was literally like
He's so hot.
we walked in. He was so fucking hot. We walked in to get our wristbands checked at the same time, and they told him that he couldn't go through. And I was like, beep. And I walked in, and I was like,
Wait, that is
it was such a
such
slay.
tea.
It was
Oh
such
my
a slay. I was
God.
like, me and my friend looked at each other, and we were like, what a dork.
Wait, that's so
Yeah.
crazy.
It was crazy. I was like, oh my god,
Why?
that's a slay.
I wonder why.
Probably because he was poor.
Yeah.
I don't
probably.
know. Anyway, I'm
Wait.
hot this week. Why?
Are the
What?
like are the Kardashians and their entire empire like falling flat on their
I don't know.
face?
He probably didn't have like the right pass
Probably,
wristband or
but
whatever.
like I mean that's just interesting.
Yeah.
T. Okay. Anyway.
Anyway, I'm hot this week because I fell in love with someone at Coachella.
Okay. Well, last week you kept saying you like had a girlfriend. You literally Freudian slip, and you kept saying like my girlfriend or like
When?
girlfriend and boyfriend. Last week when we were our last episode on wash your ass and enjoy the foreplay, you literally kept saying.
Well, I fell in love with the woman at Coachella.
That's what I'm saying. You literally like manifested having a girlfriend. You're straight now.
I'm literally heterosexual.
You manifested
I did not
heterosexuality.
have. I mean, I was so busy being a celebrity at Coachella that I did not have time to even look at a man.
Yeah.
And I was at John Summit on Sunday night, and I was on a lot of substances. I'm out of
No
breath,
way.
my God. And I turn around, and there was the most beautiful woman behind me. And I was like, I turned around because I was like, who's stealing my phone? Like, who's stealing my phone? Like, who's around me? Because people kept like everyone that I was with got their phone stolen. Also, like I kept feeling people like walk by me, but like touch my back, but like in like a way that it was like scanned. It was so fucking weird. And I was like,
Yeah, that's sus.
people are feeling me up. Anyway,
Yeah.
I turn around to like scope out the scene, and I like lock eyes with this person. And I was like, okay, that's the prettiest girl I've ever seen in my life. Then like 5 minutes go by, And I'm like still thinking about this like beautiful face that I saw. And I was like, what's going on? So I turn around and I was like, you're the prettiest person I've ever seen in my life. And she was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I was like, okay, your voice is such a slay. I'm like, it's giving like chain smoker, but like I'm not a chain smoker. You know what
Like
I mean?
slightly raspy,
Like
but
so
like,
raspy, but like high pitched but deep. And I
mm-hmm.
was like, okay, I'm obsessed. Like such a good outfit, like literally your hair, but like brown, huge fucking blue like tortoise with blue lens
I
aviators.
love her.
Literally Michael Jackson nose. And I was like, obsessed with you. I'm like, this is literally me. Like this is what I see when I look in the mirror. I was like, you are so gorge. And she was wearing like a little like, you know those like pashmina things, those like
Mm-hmm.
blanket like wrap things. Like didn't give a two fucks. She's like, I'm cold. Like it was like plaid. It was like kind of
Yeah.
hideous but cute.
She's just enjoying
Like
herself. Like doesn't
it was
fucking
like such a
care.
cute vibe. And so we were like talking for a hot minute. And I was like, what's your name? And she was like, Sophia. And I was like, slay. Like that's like such a hot girl name.
Yeah.
And then I was like, is it with an F or a PH? And she was like, with the fucking F. And I was like, slay. Like that's even hotter. And then we were
I
like,
can't believe how motherfucking dumb you are.
I'm so dumb.
So
Hold
fucking
on.
dumb.
And I was like, so we were talking and I was like, obviously I'm gay. And I was like, do you have a boyfriend? She's like, no. And so we were just like talking, vibing, dancing for like a while. And then I think I like introduced her to some of my friends. And then we were just like talking.
Hey guys, this is
I was
my
like, this
friend
is the prettiest person
Sophia.
I've ever met in my life. Like, this is my friend Sophia. And then we were like talking, and I was like, oh my God, are you going to this after party? And she was like, yeah, da 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 da. And I was like, okay, me too. Like, maybe I'll see you there, whatever. And she was like, yeah. And I was like fully like picking out rings on like tiffanyandco.com. Like, I was like, I need to like find this girl. Anyway, so the concert ended. I turn around, like, gone. I was like, okay, of course. So we walk out of the concert. I'm like talking to my friends, and I was like, I just like met the prettiest person I've ever spoken to in my life or I've ever seen. And like we met up with some other friends, and they were like, who? Like all the strangers were like, who? Like, who? Blah, 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 blah. So then we get to this after party. We get in line, and she's literally, and I like, we get in line, but we're like talking, and I'm distracted and whatever. And then I turn around, and it's like the little head with like her like wrap in front of me. And I was like, Sophia. She turns around, she's like, oh my God. And I was like, bitch, what's up? And then like, I introduced her to my friends, whatever. And then we were like, didn't want to wait to get into this disgusting get out after party. So we were like, fuck it, let's leave. And then my friend was like, that's that girl from that podcast. And I was like, what are you talking about? And like my ears went up and I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, that's that girl from, I don't even know what it's called. What's it called? I know what
Call
it's
her
called.
daddy.
Call Her Daddy. He was like, that's like the girl from Call Her Daddy that left. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So then he was like, yeah, like Sophia with an F. And I was like, oh my God, that makes sense why she said that when I was talking to her. Like, you could literally put like Angelina Jolie in front of me and I would like not know who it was.
Oh
Like,
my God, what's your name?
yeah, I'm like, yeah. But I don't know. I feel
You're
like,
like, oh, that's a really cool Billy Bob tattoo.
yeah, yeah, Angelina. That's not a common name. You look quite familiar. But yeah. So then I was like dying, and then I like looked on her Instagram, and I just started laughing out loud, and I was like, I'm fucking mentally retarded. Um, but yeah, that's my story. That's why I'm hot, because me and her fell in love at Coachella, and I'll never see her again. But
And you
shout out,
missed like quite possibly the
the
most incredible
biggest
opportunity
opportunity
for
for her
ever.
podcast.
I love it when you do
Yeah,
that.
I was
I
like,
love it when you do that.
but I told you, I was like, she probably like liked me and didn't think that I was like some weird fucking leech, because like I
Yeah.
had no fucking clue who she was.
No, absolutely.
You know, and it's
Yeah.
like she probably like didn't think that I was like some freak creep because of that.
For sure.
But you know,
no,
it's
that is
we
a
were
slay.
talking about like how when we saw each other again that it was, what is it, divine intervention or whatever the fuck it was.
Literally
like,
meant
it's
to
gonna-
be.
It's
Fated
gonna
in the
happen
stars.
again. I
You're
was like,
gonna see
it's
her
gonna
again?
happen again. And then
You didn't exchange phone numbers or anything?
no, because I'm not like a weird creep. Like I don't want to be like a desperate loser, because I'm
Well,
like
no, but
not.
sometimes like that's not desperate, but sometimes it comes up when you're vibing with somebody and you're like, oh my God, let's meet up later. Like,
I know, but like I don't know. I'm good at like, I'm like, she probably fucking hated me and still thought I was like a
1000%.
disgusting, ugly
She's
loser.
like, get this fucking weirdo
Yeah,
away from me.
she's
Why
like,
is he
"Get this
following me
fat
to this
gay
after
away
party?
from me." Yeah, exactly. She's like, this fucking guy, I'm filing a restraining order.
Literally.
Meanwhile, I literally don't even know who she is. I just thought she was like some like
Stunning.
I want to say Jap Jewish American princess, but I'm like, is that derogatory?
I have no
I don't even know
idea.
if she's Jewish, but like that's like the vibe that she was giving me.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I was like on too many drugs to like comprehend the fact that like phone numbers existed.
Right,
You
right,
know what I
right.
mean? So I
Yeah.
was like, I'm not gonna fucking do that.
Yeah.
Um,
No, but that's actually kind of a real thing. Sometimes when you're out and you're partying and you're like, you feel like you've gone back to the fucking 1800s and like you don't
yeah.
even remember that social media or like phone numbers or anything
No.
exist.
That's like kind of like how I am when I'm out and like if I've had 2 sips of alcohol though.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I'm like I don't think to like post on
No, my
Instagram.
phone is not anywhere
Yeah.
near my
Yeah.
face. I'm just like yapping at everyone in front of
Uh-huh.
me and like maybe I'll
Exactly.
see you later. Like we'll run into each other again, but never like let's make it happen,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm. But I'm like I don't want to make it happen actually.
No,
Like I
actually
don't want to see
no.
you out of this state of mind because you're going to think that I'm like the most vapid mental person in the world.
Mhm.
Um but yeah, love her to death. And
Okay, well, Sophia, if you're listening, congratulations. You turned Chris straight.
yeah, thank you so much. I'm straight because of you and maybe we'll get married one day.
Yeah, wins the engagement party.
You know what I did? I told so we're both in love with our ex-boyfriends.
Duh.
Um
Nothing's changed.
nothing's changed in the past 7 days. And I texted him and I was like
We don't have to get married
no,
anymore.
I literally was like, honestly, if you don't want to get married, I will figure out a way to get married to Sophia Franklin. He was like, who's that? So I sent him her Instagram and he was like, you need help. And I was like, because I want to marry you or because I want to marry her or because I want to marry both of you or
All
what's
of the
going on
above. You
here?
guys are going to be the next throuple featured on HGTV.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. No. So bad. Um But yeah, so I fell in love with the woman at Coachella, and that's why I'm hot this week.
That sounds really fun.
And I'm also hot because it was kind of a sleigh to like, I don't know. I feel like when I go out, I'm like always bored, and I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna like find some like guy to entertain me.
Yeah.
And like I wasn't like that this weekend. Like I was just like feeling the vibe and like enjoying my friends. And
Yeah.
so that was like kind of a sleigh to like not care about that.
Yeah.
That's all I have to contribute this week.
I think that is a huge sleigh.
I'm sure you do.
No, on like many fronts. Also, in regard to like going out and enjoying time with your friends instead of like literally being a sexual predator and like trying to hunt
Yeah.
men. I had a similar experience and it's just like refreshing to be like,
Mm-hmm.
dude, what the fuck? Like, why am I always like literally on the prowl? Like, what if I just fucking
Yeah, I
enjoy
mean,
the people I
I'm not
love?
actually always on the prowl, but I'm like, it's always in my mind. And this
Yeah.
sounds so fucking gay and like weird, like Burning Man raver freak, but like I had such a good time and like built so many like good relationships with people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, that was kind of a sleigh.
Yeah.
Like,
Like now maybe we understand a little bit why people do shit like Burning Man and stuff.
yeah, I was like, oh my God, like I have like a whole new like category of people that I would enjoy hanging out with.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm out of breath.
Let's circle back to Sophia's outfit because
Mm.
although unintentional but still a sleigh, I do want to address Coachella fashion because and I can't fucking remember who posted it or what exactly they were wearing, but like on literally day 1 of Coachella, I saw an influencer post their outfit and it was like one of the most horrendous and hideous things I've ever seen in my fucking life. And it just reminded me that like Coachella fashion is like it's a different category, obviously. And it's not even the same as like festival fashion because
No.
Coachella is its own category.
Yeah.
However, some people do it and some people do it well, but some people like literally take it so fucking far and it just feels so like disjointed and discombobulated and it's like why am I looking at an outfit that has literally 6 different prints going on?
Mm-hmm. Correct. I feel like, well, there's a lot of different things. I'm like, actually, I don't have a problem with like the people that fully embrace like the rave aspect of it and they're like wearing fairy wings and like
Mm-hmm.
moon boots. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
go off.
Yeah.
That's a vibe in itself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's something I would never be caught dead in. But I'm like, you are in that lane and you're staying in your lane. Something I want to talk about, we can talk about women's attire all day long, but like the men who wear like the 2-piece printed like ASOS like situation with like a netted tank top, like that, you deserve the death penalty.
Two-piece printed.
Like a short sleeve button up and then shorts that have the same print as that. Like that's
Oh,
diabolical.
yeah, don't do
Like, and
that.
if you're like a guy and you're wearing like the printed shirt that's like not a Hawaiian shirt, but it's just like, just stop. Like,
Yeah.
don't.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of the people that I went with were like, we don't care about our clothes this year.
Yeah.
And it kind of made me feel good because I was like, I actually don't have anything to wear to
Mm-hmm.
this, but I like packed my entire closet and my outfit's kind of slayed each day. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, slay. Like
Yeah.
that worked out to my benefit. But some of the shit that I saw was absolutely out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, absolutely out of this world.
I have a lot of respect for people who like wear something so simple and basic, like
Mm-hmm.
some boots, a pair of shorts, and like a little bra top or like a tank top
Yeah.
or something, and maybe like a fun
A cute pair of
bomber
glasses. Like,
jacket or like
yeah.
something like
That's like
that.
what everyone was wearing that I was with.
Cute, and I love it. I
Yeah.
absolutely adore it. And also there are people who like put together really fucking slight outfits that
Mm-hmm.
are like obviously like a little extra, but they look phenomenal. But
Mm-hmm.
then there's some people who are like, it's just so clear that they're trying to be so insanely unique
Mm-hmm.
and also like festival fashion forward,
Mm-hmm.
but they're clearly confused. And it's just like, can we just like maybe remove one of these prints?
But also, like, no one cares there.
No
Like,
one
no one
cares.
cares.
Like literally, unless you are a celebrity, no one gives a fuck
Like,
what you're
no one gives
wearing.
two. Literally, the two people that stood out to me, the two people that I recognized at Coachella, do you know who they were? This is how fucked up my brain is.
Tell me immediately.
You're not going to know who these people are. So
Perfect.
there's a Real Housewife named Vicky Gumbelson from Real Housewives of OC. Her son was there. I like
Okay.
ran it, didn't
Not even
run.
her
No,
son.
her son was there at like some fucking weird lounge that I was in, wearing a disgusting outfit. And
Mm-hmm.
then Kim Richards
Mm.
from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, saw her daughter at one of these after parties, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, these are the people that I
Yeah.
recognize. This is like
These are the
this
people you care
niche
about.
like
This is who
demographic
stands out to
of
you.
like X list celebrities, like
Yeah.
Z list celebrities, their children, like that's the
Mm-hmm.
kind of demographic of person that I would recognize, not someone who has like an insanely large social media presence or like is actually famous.
That's phenomenal, actually. Hence the
Terrible.
reason why you didn't recognize Sophia. And I'm obsessed with that. And that's kind of the way that it should be, to be
Yeah.
completely fucking honest. I am obsessed with that. What?
Like her Instagram is so good. I was looking at it the entire time I was driving home, just like laughing. And I was like, this person is like out of her mind
Yeah.
in like the best way
Yeah.
possible.
No, that's a huge sleigh.
So good.
Like such a sleigh.
I was so fucked up when I posted that picture and it's so unprofessional.
Which picture?
The one with my hands on those girls' tits.
Also, you didn't even post the one that I liked.
Which one did you like?
You posted the one where your face is literally hidden.
Good. My cheeks look good. The other one I looked ugly
No,
in.
the other one you looked phenomenal.
I know, but
in.
that one like I couldn't do my full body anyway, and it looked good that way.
Okay.
But I think she's gonna post it, so I'll repost that one.
Yeah, it's an incredible picture. I literally sent it to you. I was like, I love this. You should post it. And then like the next time I checked my Instagram, you had posted it like minutes later.
Oh,
And
I
was
thought
like,
you were talking about a different one. Are you hot or are you bothered?
suicidal. Is that an option?
God, you are sick. Okay, what are we talking about today over there on your end? What's happening in your world?
Okay, I'll be hot this week actually, just because I don't want to be a fucking negative Nancy. So different from your topic. Are we ready to go there? Are we mentally and emotionally prepared for this transition?
Let's see.
Okay.
I
I'm
need to
hot this
catch my
week
breath.
because there's been a huge emphasis in my life lately on red flags and dating. And I hate talking about this because it's like such an overdone topic. However,
It's been recurring in your life.
it's been recurring in my life. And also, I'm like the type of person where writing things down and journaling is like really helpful for me and very like therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gotten better at like being a bit more consistent with it. So one thing I've found to be very useful, especially after like meeting somebody new or like going on a date with somebody new or whatever, I find it really useful to journal after that event. And then like since I've been trying to be more vigilant of like red flags and stuff in the very beginning stages of a relationship or dating someone new or whatever. I've been trying to get into the practice of like after making lists and like writing down like, okay, what did I like about this person? What am I unsure of about this person? And what are like
Just
big
keeping a
red
little
flags?
inventory of your thoughts.
Yeah, pretty much. I also just find it useful to help like inform future interactions and like help me like better keep an eye out for what I do and don't like
Mm-hmm.
in partners and people and whatever. It doesn't even have to be romantic. So, anyway, um where the fuck am I going with this?
Red flags, and that's
Red
why you're hot this
flags.
week, because you're journaling your red flags.
Yeah, so that's it.
Okay. Do we want to expand on that
Yeah, I'm
topic?
trying to. I'm just trying to remember where
You're
I was going to go
distracted
with
by the
that.
scion.
And now I'm closing my eyes and I'm seeing little ring lights everywhere.
I know this is really bright today. I wanted to say that, but we were already like 5 minutes in, so I didn't want to change the light setting.
Perfect.
I'm seeing ring lights everywhere too.
Yeah, it's like blinding.
It's
a
so
little bit.
bright, but we can't turn it down. We're committed. We have like 10 minutes left,
Yeah.
so let's just fucking go blind.
Where the fuck was I gonna go with this? I like had like a whole
You
thing.
want to talk about like your red flags?
Yeah, but like before that, I thought I was maybe gonna use like a real life example, but I don't know if I'm doing that. But anyway, yeah, so I've just been finding it really useful to like after a date just like go through and like make a list and remember, because also it's like when that stuff is fresh in your mind, it's easy to just like get it out, like spit it out on a paper or whatever and then move on. But then when you like wait a week or a couple of months or whatever, that like relationship has like since passed and it's hard to remember those kinds of things. So I think like to document it like right off the bat is really important. Anyway, so red flags have just been top of mind lately because I actually went through last night and did some journaling and was doing like pros and cons and like red flags and green flags about this person that I'm seeing. I literally for like 10 minutes as I was doing this had one bullet under green flags and like
What was the green flag?
we had good intellectual conversation. And then I had like 6 bullets under the red flags and I was like,
I thought you were gonna say 60, so 6 is good.
in comparison to 1.
I have something to say, but I don't want to make this about me.
Go for it.
I just like can't imagine going on I can't imagine going on a date.
We've had this conversation.
I know. We don't need to talk about it
times.
again, but just like I can't imagine it.
I enjoy going on dates because I just like really like to talk to new people. And the only way I can really do that for free is by dating men, unfortunately.
And getting dinner out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I love going on dates, but it's less about like dating to find a partner and more just about like talking to new people. Really, it's like literally networking, except for like no one wins in the end.
Yeah, and like what are you networking?
Yeah, literally.
Like what is the goal here?
There isn't one.
Yeah.
I think I actually, in like a really weird, fucked up way, I think I do it just to help like fuel my own psychosis. And like by that I mean
agree.
like my just like my new thoughts and like my new like perspectives on life and like those kinds of like the way that my brain is always working in that way. And then by meeting new people,
like more
it
things to
that.
like complain about men
Psychoanalyze.
with.
No, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, that's literally why I date, is to have new reasons to complain.
Well, that's a slay.
So red flags, on the topic of red flags.
I'm not that
Also,
intellectual.
and that's one of your red flags, babe.
What? Let's talk about our red flags.
That's literally what I was about to say.
Well, I beat you to it,
diva.
diva.
Okay, I was on a date a while ago, and like the fucking term red flags like literally so prominent in my mind. So this fucking guy I was out with.
God, I would like never bring that up on a first date.
No, he literally straight up asked me, "What are your red flags?"
And you're like, "Baby, do you want to know
how much fucking time do you have,
like,
lover?"
hun,
like, yeah.
Do you want to sleep tonight or not?
But then actually, when I was really thinking about it in terms of like romantic relationships, I don't have any because I'm perfect, obviously. But I was like, I really had to think about it because I've actually like I'm so eager to note everybody else's red flags, but have never considered my own, which is actually incredible and horrifying.
So you made a list.
So I actually haven't, because I like
don't want to know you're gonna kill yourself.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think ignorance is bliss, but
1,000% red flag.
let's go through yours, and then maybe I'll come up with some.
My red flags are that I'm in love with my ex-boyfriend, that I hate everyone, that
Imagine me on
everyone's
a first date saying that. He's like, "What are your red flags?" I'm like, "I'm in love with my ex-boyfriend."
yeah, that everyone is like stupider than me.
Yeah.
And what are my red flags? Wait, where are we going with this
Yeah, what
conversation?
are your red flags?
Um, Probably that I don't really care about anything. But I think that's like it doesn't really pertain to dating. Like I feel like my red flags don't pertain to like well, I guess they pertain to life. That's what a red flag to my life.
So you don't have any red flags that you present in romantic relationships is what you're trying to say.
I feel like they are about me in general, but they would affect a relationship.
List them, or should I list them for you?
Yeah.
You love to lie.
No, I don't.
um
Lie.
you
I'm
I
gorgeous.
was, yeah, exactly. You have great skin. So obviously whoever you date is going to be wildly jealous of you, and that's
Mm-hmm.
just an
A red
unfortunate fact,
flag.
huge red flag. And I guess the only other thing I can think of really is like, but this isn't even really your fault, and it's just the fact that you like don't your attention span is about half of a second long.
Yeah.
And that's like what else do you have?
I feel
Are
like
we
I'm
perfect? Like we don't
no, I
have any
feel
red
like I'm
flags.
really not like in touch with my emotions.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a
But
good
that
point.
also goes back to like my attention span and also just like I don't really care or want to know anything about that or want to like invest my time in my emotions. Um
Okay, so you're unwilling to emotionally evolve as a human being.
Correct.
You like to lie.
I don't like to lie, but
You
it
do. You love
benefits
it.
me.
You literally love
It
it.
benefits me
Like, I think you
sometimes.
get a rush of adrenaline every time you
And I
lie.
love adrenaline.
Yeah, exactly.
What else?
What else? I would say that those are pretty big ones. Those are kind of solid.
I'm probably like a little bit selfish, but like just
Hmm.
because I don't care
Yeah.
about anything.
Yeah, so like a little self-involved because you care about what's going on in your life, but not anyone else's, really.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
I don't I mean I don't want to like care about someone else's life. Like sorry, that's about it.
No, I feel that.
But I do feel like when I am in a relationship, I do put the other person like in front of me.
Yeah. I like will fully let somebody else's life consume me
A
entirely
1000%.
without even a
Yeah.
second
And
thought.
like they will tell me how to think.
Yeah. I kind of want that.
I
I was
need it.
thinking about this the other day. I was like cooking myself dinner in my kitchen, and I was like, honestly, am I like is my goal in life to be a trad wife at this point? Because I'm like, how fucking slay would it be to just like be in the hills in like a
Okay,
nice kitchen and like
let's not change the subject. What are your red flags?
okay,
You are over analytical. You overanalyze everything. You
absolutely.
spiral
Yeah.
into oblivion
Mhm.
because you overanalyze
Mhm.
things.
So that is also something that I like about myself though too.
I like my red flags.
Okay, okay, great. We're
so
aligned.
so
Perfect.
if you like that about yourself, go off. I
Yeah.
love that I like emotionally don't care about anything.
Yeah.
Like I
Okay,
love that
stunning.
about me.
Okay, what else do we have?
You don't lie to a fault.
Yes, I'd sometimes I should lie, but I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it you should start
Yeah.
implementing that.
So
You're
true.
brutally honest
Yeah.
in an
People
autistic way.
people say that, but then I'm like someone needs to give me an example of a time where I was like terrifyingly honest and like maybe it wasn't appropriate.
For me, it's just like when you ask me a question about something and I haven't even gotten there emotionally or mentally, and then I have to like figure out how to answer the question because I'm like, oh, you are asking me a question that pertains to how I'm feeling, but I haven't actually metabolized or processed that this is how I'm feeling because I don't care. So now I actually have to, and I don't want to. And that's probably why I lie sometimes because can't think.
Perfect. That was great. This is good for us, I
I know, I
think.
love therapy.
This is
Couples therapy with Cedar and Chris. You know?
Yeah, I'm both in the couple and I am the therapist. So this is
Yeah.
really good.
This is probably also a fucking red flag.
That what?
that that you are a therapist and a part of the couple
And a
and
participant.
yes,
I
of the
would make a really
relationship.
good therapist.
You should do that.
No, I don't really want to.
Instead of dating, you can be getting paid to do it.
No, that's actually really true.
Yeah.
It's a really good point.
You
But
should have done that.
been a therapist.
Yeah.
No, I've thought about it and I still could, but I don't really want to. It's just like that's a really heavy career path. Like listen to other people's trauma all day, every day.
Not really.
Actually, maybe I would eat that up.
You would fucking die. You'd get such good content.
I'll keep thinking about it. Anyway, also I just don't feel like that's like not like a sexy title that I want to take on when someone's like, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a therapist.
I
Like
feel like it is a sexy title.
I don't think
like
it's sexy at all.
Really?
Yeah. I've never met anyone who's a therapist and thought, wow, that's really hot.
I met a therapist. Oh.
On Grindr.
Uh-huh. Baby. No, on Hinge.
Oh, stunning.
Yeah.
And
So hot.
perfect.
Sober.
Great. Don't love that. You don't love that. I love a sober guy. Let's finish my red flags.
Okay.
Over analytical. I can be a little selfish sometimes. I'm a little self-involved.
You're probably like, I could imagine you being extremely like stubborn in a relationship and like potentially not letting things go, but I'm the same way.
So true. Also, I have like severe trust issues regardless of how hard someone works to earn my trust. I like
So you're a psychotic girlfriend.
like psychotic. That's the reason why I love my ex-boyfriend so much though, is that he knew that
And like embraced it.
and fully embraced it.
Yeah.
Like he was just like, for sure, totally, yep, that's her. Like literally was not bothered by it at all. And also this, I was actually thinking about this earlier and I didn't think I was going to ever admit this on the podcast, but I might now, and maybe we'll delete it later. But he's actually really lucky that there's a lot of psychotic thoughts I have that I don't allow myself to act on. One of them being like multiple times I've had the thought of like, should I fly out to his city, schedule a consult at his clinic
under
a
name.
fake name and show up at his clinic just so he's like forced to speak to me? And I've like legitimately contemplated that a couple of times. Obviously didn't execute and wouldn't, thank God. But like I could be so much
Couldn't you just like show up on his doorstep?
No, I could also, that's another thought
Yeah.
I've had as well with like my luggage. Like, hey, I'm moving in. There was like one other thing I was thinking about.
He would be like,
earlier
that's so
today.
hot, baby.
No, he would be like, you're insane and I love you.
Yeah. You should do it.
Okay. No, because I don't want to pay for my own flight. What if he's like, no, and then I have to like go find an Airbnb or something? Should I do that?
Kind of.
Kind of, right?
Yeah.
I kind of feel like he'd let me in.
1,000%.
You think so?
Yeah.
There was something else I was thinking about earlier today that I thought about doing that was really psychotic, but
Your red flags are showing up at your ex-boyfriend's doorstep in a different country. Slay.
Yeah, no, so I'm fucking batshit insane, but like I think all of those things are like things that are like not that bad.
Okay, red flag. Add that one to the list.
You feel the same way about yours?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't
feel
really
like
care.
It's kind of like different strokes for different folks. But you know what my ex-boyfriend used to say to me also, God forbid I ever stop speaking about him, but this was his perspective on things like red flags and stuff that I do really respect, and I try to remind myself of this sometimes. Like when I would be insane, and which I was not that insane, but I was like kind of insane. When I would like be like a little crazy, and then I would like realize I was like being and I'm like, sorry, I was being a little crazy. He would always be like, no, it's okay. I mean, it's part of who you are. Like, I love how intense and passionate you are. And like, because you're that way, it also comes with like these like kind of negative things sometimes too. But that's just like all part of the package. And I love you for that. And I'm like, that is a gorgeous way to look at things.
I would never say that.
I would also not say
I'd be
that.
like, you're disgusting. You need help and you're annoying me. Yeah.
So, but he's also like the only person I've ever been with that's like had that perspective in terms of like somebody's psychosis,
mental whatever
diseases and illnesses. Exactly. Yeah.
Mental
so I'm
illnesses.
like, well, obviously I have to marry this man.
Yeah.
He's the only person that will ever tolerate that shit.
You'll be at his doorstep in 24 hours.
Maybe it was something to do with a wedding.
Oh, God.
I don't know. Anyway. Okay, I guess I'm flying out of the country.
Okay, should we start packing?
Yeah, are you going to help me pick out my outfit?
No.
It's kind of fucking
I
mean.
could have lied and said yeah.
I'm spiraling. Okay. Okay.
You're like, what's true and what's not anymore, Chris?
Next episode will come at you live from another fucking country.
It'll be a Zoom.
Our first Zoom episode because
Yeah.
Cedar's stalking her ex-boyfriend.
Exactly.
Okay, anyway, enough of that. Red flags are a sleigh. What are we doing this week?
Not eating. I don't know. Not doing drugs.
Homework?
Fall in love with someone of the opposite sex that you're not attracted to.
Maybe try venturing out in terms of your sexuality.
My hands smell like brie cheese.
Can you do the homework?
What the fuck is the homework?
You fell in love at Coachella.
Yes. The homework is to go buy Kylie's products and leave an honest review.
Okay, that's actually a good one.
As her business managers, go buy something from
We
Kylie
encourage
Jenner.
you to go buy
something.
a Kai outfit, head to toe. Actually, just embrace
Well,
the full
aren't they like
thing.
all cat suits?
No, there's like little tops and like dresses.
Hideous.
Yeah.
What else?
So do that. Don't go to Coachella.
Spontaneously fall in love with someone that you don't expect.
Absolutely. And then never exchange contact information with them, even though they could be a huge asset
Figure
to
out-
the development of your personal and professional life.
Anyway, figure out your red flags. That's an easy one.
Yeah, make a list of your own
Just
red
so you're a little bit
flags
self-aware.
and be aware.
And if you like them, you like them. I like mine.
So yeah, like at the beginning of the episode, we said every once in a while we throw out some actually good advice, and that's good advice. Let's all acknowledge our own red flags. And if you feel like it, send us a list of your red flags so I can feel less bad about how bad mine are.
I love that plan.
Okay. Love you all so
Love
fucking
you, girls.
much. I'm flying out of the country, so see you next week.
Mwah.